Hi, this is Brian.
And this is Stewie.
And we're going to be doing the commentary for the episode Road to Rhode Island.
Okay, now this is interesting. The tune that you're hearing now is actually from the 1941 movie Road to Morocco, starring Bob Hope and that fucking humanitarian Bing Crosby.
Nice. We're not 15 seconds into this thing and already you're cussing.
Now, we thought it'd be fun to do an old Hollywood-style movie opening for this episode, which is what you're seeing now.
You know, I just noticed something. I look a lot like Jamie Farr on camera.
Oh my god, you totally look
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that's insane. I think he looks a little bit more Arabic than you do, but still, wow. And that's you as a puppy.
Yeah, well, actually, we couldn't find an actual puppy who looked enough like me, so we actually built a dog suit for this scene.
I don't play.
Stumbled on the root of your problems. You have a
I have quit smoking since we shot this, I'm happy to say.
Oh, kudos. Now, it looks like you got a little bit of a pot belly going, though.
Fuck you.
Ooh, we found a button.
Yes, I have been eating a bit more to compensate for the nicotine withdrawal. It happens.
You know, I'm going to start calling you Chandler, because you're getting so tubby.
You're such an asshole.
Oh, you're being mean to me, Chandler.
Stop calling me Chandler.
Okay, Chandler.
It's a tiny little gut.
Yes, it's very Chandlerian.
Moving on.
It's only my second glass.
Dad.
You know, Chris has never once washed that hat.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, it is. You know, he left it on the couch one time, and I took a look inside it, and you know what I found?
What?
16 Asian men.
No.
Yeah, they were all jammed in there, really tight quarters, like you find in those housing projects in New York City.
Oh, that is so sad.
It was really sad, yeah.
Where did they go?
Oh, they're still there.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't see any reason to blab. They're not hurting anybody.
Well, good for you.
Hey, everybody deserves a break.
I agree.
It's hard enough having Stewie all the way in Palm Springs visiting Grammy and Grandpa.
Oh, wait, okay, watch. You see where she pats me on the back?
Yep.
Okay, the first take we did of that, she hit me too hard.
What?
I fucking puked.
Oh, God.
Oh, God, it was terrible. It went all down her back. She was screaming. It was just
Jesus.
heinous.
That is foul.
Oh, I
That
was
is-
so humiliated.
Yeah.
Time to catch up on my reading.
Oh, boy, that fly was such a dick to me at the craft service table.
Huh.
You know, it's amazing. Even the extras have attitudes in television.
God, I look so much like Jamie Farr on camera.
Yes, that is fucked up.
To go.
Hey, you want to go to Bob's Big Boy after we're done here?
Yes, why not? Oh, by the way, the Petersons' dog and baby invited us over for a game of Scattergories this weekend.
Oh, well, that should be fun.
Yeah. My God, when did we become so domestic?
Begin to. Can we go? Fine.
God, what the hell does Lois see in him?
Oh, maybe it's his big scrotum chin.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what they say about the size of a man's scrotum chin?
Oh,
It means he has a big scrotum.
About 5:15.
Oh dear, that wasn't very clever at all, was it?
We'll watch
Nope.
the tape, but you got to do something for me.
okay.
Oh, man, that was weird. You see that?
What?
Peter's mouth just slid halfway down his face for a second.
Ooh. I think that sort of thing is normal when a cartoon character begins to age. Oh, now this scene is eerie.
Yeah, we shot this 2 years before September 11th. Take a look.
Sorry, little man. Everything gets x-rayed.
Wait, there's really no need to...
God, I hope I get it. I hope
Yeah,
I
see
get
that?
it. How many
So I guess the
people
moral
does he
here
need
is
to
that
put
the
on my
FBI should have watched Family Guy more often.
Amen to that, dog.
Aren't you a little young to be traveling alone?
Aren't you a little old to be wearing braces? You know, there's always something very disconcerting to me about seeing an adult person wearing braces.
Well, I think you're wrong.
Now, were you actually drunk for this scene?
Kid, I'm actually drunk right now.
Oh, you scam.
Nah. I'd had a little bit to drink. That's Shelley Duvall, by the way, with glasses.
And not just like jug. A stomach virus.
I never noticed before. Your saliva is blue.
Inner ear infection.
How about that?
Flight 85 to
Ugh, that's a great shot of me.
Oh, at last.
You know, I think perhaps I may try something new with my hair now that the show is cancelled.
Where are the bags?
Like what?
Well, do you suppose I could pull off that bedhead look with my 9 hairs?
Why?
Well, I've always liked the look, you know. When a man has a bedhead, he's basically telling the world, hey, look at me, I'm a fellow who just doesn't care. And that to me is so bloody chic.
Well, he's also telling the world, hey, look at me, I don't shower.
Oh, grunge is sexy, baby. S-E-X-I-E, sexy.
You need help getting that closet door open?
Oh, piss off. You know, just because I have strong opinions about style does not make me a homosexual.
You're right. It's the fact that you're attracted to men that makes you a homosexual.
Oh my God. All right, let's not
Oh, now, see where I fall down here? Watch this. The first take we did of this, I hit my head so hard that inexplicably for 2 days I couldn't remember what the hell margarine was.
It's a butter substitute.
Hello.
Now that's Victoria Principal doing the voice of the marriage therapist.
Oh, I love Victoria Principal.
Yeah, you're straight.
Oh, come on, Dallas. She was delightful. You know, I know what you think, Brian, and I don't care if you do think I'm a closet homosexual. I love Victoria Principal. I love Dallas and Dynasty and Falcon Crest and all the others because I just love watching rich people be naughty and get away with murder. It's a guilty pleasure.
Wow, that was so gay, I'm ready to come out of the closet.
Want me to take my top off?
Screw you, Brian.
No, thank you.
Oh man.
Oh, fake. Oh my God. Those are so fake, it's not even funny.
No, I don't know. You can always tell when they're fake because they have that little Made in France sticker.
Are breast implants made in France?
I don't know, I was making a joke.
Oh, hilarious. Brian will be performing at Uncle McFuckety's Chuckle Hut this Saturday and Sunday, and you can expect many more gems like that.
You know, why are you being such a dick?
Ooh, nice mouth. Do you lick your balls with that mouth?
You know that I do. That's not the point. You've been an asshole this whole session.
I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you.
What are you, 5 years old?
No, I'm actually 1, thank you. Oh, my God. This scene with the two of us in bed, we had to do this 20 times. We could not stop laughing.
Were you full after this scene?
What do you mean, full from what?
From chewing up the scenery.
Oh, buzzing. You fucker.
Credit card was declined.
More of an object.
I say, you know, what is it with some of these actors? They're perfectly normal people in civilian life, and then they come out here to Hollywood, make $1 million, and then just go fucking berserk.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, isn't it?
This one's unlocked.
You know, it amazes me the language you can get away with on television these days. I was watching Boston Public the other night, and I swear to God I heard someone say the word balls. And I thought to myself, my God, that David Kelly just does whatever he damn well pleases, doesn't he? Bringing words like balls into America's living rooms. I wonder how he would like it if I just walked into his living room and used the word balls.
I think that would be breaking and entering. Besides, you've used the word fuck about 6 dozen times today.
I suppose you're right. Oh well, screw it. Godspeed, David Kelly.
Now, here's an interesting fact. I am one of only a handful of dogs who can drive a car.
Well, I would imagine.
And on my driver's license, under visual impairments, it says sees in black and white.
Are you serious?
Yep,
You know, I never thought about that. Do you see in black and white?
I do.
No shit. Wow, so now you have a unique perspective on things. Now let me ask you this. Without seeing colors, do you find that the red M&Ms taste different from the brown ones?
They all taste exactly the same.
Knew it!
Yep.
Oh dear.
What?
Oh dear.
What's the matter?
Oh, you're not going to like this.
What?
I just made a duty.
Oh, God.
Oh, I'm sorry, it just slipped out unannounced.
What do you mean unannounced?
Well, normally the duty schedules an exit interview before it departs, but this one seems to have no regard for protocol.
Do you need to change?
No, it's all right. We've only got another 10 minutes or so.
Were you going to sit there with that in your diaper for 10 minutes? Ugh.
Well, sometimes I just like to rough it, you know.
Jesus.
Oh, crap. We gotta disappear, and quick.
Yeah, that's a
Maybe we
funny
should have
bit.
jumped on that truck.
Stewie and
God,
Brody
Lois has got a body on her, huh?
Can we not talk about
You know,
curtains
I
for 2
don't
seconds?
quite have the same appreciation for Lois's body that you do because I've seen it from the inside.
You know, I didn't need to hear that.
Well, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know, it's late. Sorry.
Oh, you know, Peter's nude scene is coming up. We should tell that story about your stunt double.
Oh, God, right.
Okay, so Stewie's stunt double is, this little midget woman named Margie, right? And she's like 3 feet tall. And the day we shot that naked scene with Peter that you just saw, Margie was walking across the set reading a script. And here comes Peter wearing nothing but his bathrobe, carrying a pile of food, not looking where he's going.
Right, and you have to understand that when Peter walks around the set in a bathrobe, all the man has on is a robe.
Right. So anyway, so Peter's wearing the robe, but the thing's like half open, right? So he's just flopping across the stage. And let's just say he's not a small man.
Right, when he walked around in that robe, it was like he was dangling a marionette in front of him.
Okay, and so little Margie comes across the stage reading, and just walks face first into Peter's junk.
So fucked up. I swear to God. She thought she was being attacked by a runaway python. She screamed bloody murder.
It was I tell you, she's lucky Peter hadn't just finished doing one of those bedroom scenes with Lois. He would have knocked her out.
Yeah, she would have thought she was being attacked by a... what is that?
Baseball bats?
No, the other thing.
Steel pipe?
No, what is that thing? The building thing. I can't believe I can't think of the name. It's a damn piece of wood.
Oh, dead fish.
No, now you're just fucking with me.
2x4.
2x4, that's... Thank you. Jesus Christ, I've got no memory anymore.
Okay?
Oh, my God, did you watch Sex in the City last night?
No, I can't really get into that show.
Oh, I love it. It's so relatable.
Do you want fries with your gay?
Yes, please.
I have to find my mother and make peace with her.
You know, I think we're running out of things to talk about.
Yes.
What do we talk about at home?
I don't know. Do we even talk?
Pretty much, yeah.
I guess we really don't talk that much.
Gosh, we should correct that. I see you're on 4 legs there.
Yeah, I don't like to walk on 4 legs unless the script calls for it. I find it to be somewhat undignified. I get embarrassed. Now, that's the voice of Brian Doyle-Murray doing the farm owner, and he, of course, is Bill Murray's brother.
I say, what the deuce is it with these Saturday Night Live actors from the 1970s? They're all doing these dreadful dramatic roles. I saw Dan Aykroyd in that awful Britney Spears movie.
Crossroads?
Yes, for the love of God, Britney, just make a fucking pornography film and be done with it. That's all America wants, you know. They don't want to hear you sing. They don't want to watch you act. They just want to see your tits, honey.
I would enjoy seeing her tits.
Yes, and what the devil is it with all these bloody pop stars under 20? I mean, what emotional distress could they possibly have to sing about at that age? What, did the bloody mall close early? Did somebody steal your sticker collection? Were they all out of jelly beans at the candy store?
Would you like to see her?
Boy, you're really in touch with the latest fads, aren't you?
Go to hell, dog.
Biscuit so much, we wanted to keep her with us always. So we had her stuffed. Come on, Betty, why don't we get these...
You ever notice how nobody in cartoons has cable TV? The television sets, all of those giant rabbit ears from the 50s.
Fascinating.
God, we really are running out of things to talk about.
I'm getting tired.
These tapes are about communication.
Oh, here it
If you wanted
comes.
to see a
What?
woman
Here it
acting
comes.
nasty,
Oh, look at that. God, she looks so great for 3 children.
Yes, and my God, just giving birth to Chris alone would be enough to make another woman look like Grimace.
Grimace from McDonald's?
Mm-hmm.
What was he supposed to be, anyway?
I always assumed he was just a big, fat, purple, retarded fellow.
Good an explanation as any. There we are at the mini-mart.
Oh, wow, you're full of fascinating insights today, aren't you?
You know, you're very catty these days.
I'm catty?
Yeah, I liked you better when you were hell-bent on dominating the world.
Oh, I still intend to rule the world.
Really?
Oh, yes, I just choose not to talk as much about it because I never get any fucking assistance.
You would have no idea what to do with yourself.
If I rule the world? Oh, I most certainly would.
What would you do differently?
No more boy bands.
Really?
Oh, yes, if a boy band wants to perform, they'd better fucking well have some flutes and woodwinds in the mix. I'm sick to death of this basement Casio bullshit passed off as legitimate music.
Well, amen to that.
And on a similar note, I would give Lance Bass a permit to go into space.
Into space?
Yes, don't you read the entertainment news? As of this recording, the boy wants to go aboard the Mir space station, and he's willing to pay $20 million, and they're debating whether or not to let him go. I say, why is this even an issue? Let the bastard go into space. We may never have a chance like this again. And while he's up there, tell him to take out the garbage.
God, you're a hateful person.
I like to think of it more as that I feel strongly about things.
Once again, I want to reiterate, I do not smoke anymore.
Do you still eat cat shit?
No, that I did once.
So you did it more than
I
once.
did it once, and you always blow it up into a much bigger thing.
I
than
think it's a very big thing. It's bloody grotesque, and it's also big.
Can we not talk about this, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
You know, you have such a blind spot.
Screw you.
No, I mean, you're so ready to point out other people's flaws, but you're so unwilling to acknowledge your own. Webster's has a word for people like you. Asshole.
You know, I have an idea. How about we try to get along for the rest of this commentary?
Fine, fine.
Good.
Asshole.
God damn it, Stewie.
I'm sorry. I just...
Jesus. Just enjoy the music, huh?
Okay. Oh, you know, it's worth mentioning that we were nominated for an Emmy for this episode.
That's right, we were.
But we lost.
That's right, we did.
But it's quite all right. Those Emmys aren't safe anyway, you know?
You know, they're really not. They have those two sharp points, don't they?
They do, and it amazes me that in all these years, for how crowded those award ceremonies are, that no one has ever tripped holding an Emmy and impaled themselves.
Boy, that's a cheery thought. Oh, we should say thanks to our choreographer for this sequence.
Oh, yes, Anne Reinking. God bless you, sweetheart. I love you. Kissy, kissy. And you've got absolutely the best teeth I've ever seen. I hate you for it, because I've only got a few.
You know, you look like Anne Frank in that bandana.
Oh, gosh, way to bring everybody down, Brian.
Sorry. Oh, hey, you want to talk about your injury during the filming of this sequence?
Oh, yes, that's right. Well, what happened was that I was dancing, and I fell out of the train while it was moving. And my foot was grazed by the train wheels, and I lost a toe.
It was awful. It was really...
Well, anyway, the toe was just lying there, and I was screaming in pain, but I knew that the doctors could reattach it if I got to the hospital on time. But get this, a fucking hobo grabs the toe and runs off with it. So I'm shouting, stop him, he's got my toe. And why in God's name he wanted it is beyond me.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of sick fucks out there, you know?
No, indeed. So anyway, they apprehended the hobo at a Dairy Queen about 4 miles away, and I got my toe back.
But what a traumatic experience, huh?
Oh, you are not whistling Dixie with regard to that, Brian. It was awful.
Well, you're fine now, though. Right?
I'm fine, just a bit emotionally lacerated.
Nice phrase.
Thank you.
Well, it's getting very late, and I think we're approaching the end of the line here.
Oh gosh, this was so much fun. I had fun.
Yeah, so did I.
We'll have to do this again sometime.
What, DVD commentary?
Yes.
Did you have a nice
Well, I don't know what the context would be. The show's canceled.
Well, perhaps you and I could just sit at home and watch a movie and comment on it as we go along.
Just, home? In our living room?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
That might be a little pathetic.
And Greg became his slave.
Yep.
It's on this afternoon. You can tape it for me. And put a nice label on it.
Okay, Meg. I'm thinking.
Oh, well, that sort of thing happens when you approach 2 years old, I suppose. First the sex drive goes, and then the limbs, and then the mind. Oh, well, I had a good run.
Well, thanks for listening, folks.
Oh, yes, and don't forget to come see me on Broadway. I'll be starring in a new production of Annie Get Your Gun, which is getting a contemporary Broadway makeover. And it's going to be called Annie Get Your Diaphragm. We're going to fuck right here on the stove.
Wow. Good night, everybody.